Previously on Driver versus Driver.
Welcome to Driver versus Driver 2. Out of hundreds of submissions, your 14 designs were chosen by the experts at Wilson for this show.
We're looking for a driver that is new and is different and it's advanced.
This isn't a science fair project. This isn't a publicity stunt. We're designing the real deal. There we go.
Hey, what'd you do?
I'm sorry you missed the cut. You came a long way. Best of luck.
Boom.
That sounded terrible.
I would say from our perspective, the Cortex is the leader thus far in the contest.
This one's called Roswell.
There you go.
There we go.
That's a winner chicken dinner.
Evan, Tim, your designs will be moving on to the finale. Jimmy, I'm sorry, you missed the cut.
What I love about Chicago is the tradition.
It's so much different than any big city that I've ever been to. It's beautiful.
So I think it's very fitting for Wilson and this final stage of the competition to be held here in Chicago.
Before you go in to take a final exam, before you step up to the first tee, there are nerves, and it's the same sort of feeling, but this is at a whole nother level because the end result is so life-changing and is so important.
You have a basketball game for the state championship. If you lose that game, you aren't losing $250,000. It just bruises your ego a little bit. But here, if you win $250,000, you're changing your life as it moves forward.
To see my vision expressed in a final product that's used by the best golfers in the world is a reward that's as big or bigger to me personally than the money.
I think my driver speaks to the love I have for athletics as well as the design process. It's kind of coming together in this perfect storm, and I'm very excited to see what happens tomorrow.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the finale of Driver versus Driver 2. Thank you all for being here tonight, and before we get started, earlier tonight, our remaining two designers had the opportunity to see their final driver designs, one of which will be featured in stores as the winner of Driver versus Driver 2.
Welcome to Wilson's worldwide headquarters. One of your drivers will be featured in pro shops and retailers across the world. I bet you're wondering what's behind me in these black curtains here? Yeah? When we go to market with a new product, we put out point of purchase displays, and it really will be no different with one of your drivers. Are you ready to see your driver?
Yes, absolutely.
Please, yeah. Oh my God, those are sick.
Get your clubs, guys.
Thank you.
I was looking at the red carbon fiber and the titanium that was changed. And then Tim pointed out that our faces are huge on the display.
It's crazy to see yourself, but at the same time, it's really cool, and it kind of is something that's tangible that you can wrap your head around, and you can kind of envision seeing that in a retailer or a golf course.
As a designer, you kind of aren't in the limelight so much. So to have my face paired with my product, it's humbling, it's exciting, it's fun. It's just a unique part of this overwhelming experience.
Mine's a little bit bigger.
Mine hits front.
In the weeks that have gone by since athletes and celebs in Lake Tahoe took a crack at the finalists' drivers, they've gone through yet another iteration. Those changes took into account massive input from the designers, even though they had yet to see those changes in physical form, until just now.
So what do you think?
I think it looks great. We've made a lot of changes since the last time I saw it.
and everything that has changed looks awesome.
You spent a lot of time talking about trabecular technology as a way to enhance the titanium, but at the end of the day, weight became such a premium on what we were trying to do and get it as light as possible.
Every decision that's made is in the spirit of making the driver innovative, unique, and cutting edge.
Weight has been a challenge for this driver, from the get-go and how we incorporate. So we were trying to maximize carbon, reduce titanium.
This round, there's a lot of tweaks made. We spent a lot of time re-examining the cosmetics. We splashed some more color on it. We took some of the titanium out in order to fully utilize the titanium to carbon fiber ratio. So taking that arm out, then extending these weights to really get the full effect, the full use on the weight. The tweaks look great. Everything that the Wilson team has done to this point has been all positive from my end. I really couldn't be happier with the outcome.
When I look down at a driver and it's got all these graphics on it, it's got all these crazy paint jobs, that's something that turns me off of a driver. But I think that we've hit the simplicity and elegance really well there. I'm totally behind every decision that we've made, and I'm really proud of the product that I'm bringing here to the finale.
Before we meet our finalists, let's say a quick hello to our judges, starting with Jeremy Roenick. Give it up for Rick Shields. And of course, the president of Wilson Golf, Tim Clark. Tim, you've got to be excited about tonight.
Yes, Melanie. It's been such a journey. It's kind of like getting ready for a golf major and working with the judges over the past months to have these two great designs by these two young designers. I couldn't be more excited to declare the winner tonight.
I know we're all excited in this room. Who's ready to meet the finalists? First up, from Salem, Oregon, Tim Slama.
Good luck tonight.
Thank you. Thank you.
And all the way from San Diego, California, Evan Hoffman.
Evan, good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Gentlemen, welcome to Prudential Plaza here in the heart of downtown Chicago, Illinois, home to Wilson Sporting Goods, where one of you will be taking home $250,000 and be crowned the champion of Driver versus Driver 2.
Guys, it's been over a year now since your journey to become Wilson's next Driver versus Driver champion began, and over hundreds of design submissions, and you guys are the last two standing. I think that's one hell of an accomplishment, and congratulations to both of you guys.
Thank you.
Guys, you've been in close communication over the last few weeks with the engineers at Wilson Labs, and someone who is obsessed with drive designs and drivers in general. Got to be saying your drivers now are in tip-top condition, ready to crown a champion tonight.
I can tell you, when the designs first came in, a couple of our engineers weren't even sure it was possible to make these two designs. So first of all, congratulations for making it this far. But what's interesting, you've had the last month or two to tinker with your designs. What was that experience like for you? Start with you, Tim.
Oh, it's fantastic. Working with the Wilson engineers, day in and day out, you get the opportunity to learn what their job is like. And as somebody who wants to work in that job eventually, it's a dream. Just picking up the phone and getting to talk about a design that's yours. It's cool. It's hard to put into words, and I'm so happy with how it turned out. And I think it's a fantastic driver that could be put into play tomorrow.
Are you nervous tonight?
Absolutely. Yeah.
You don't look nervous.
Without a doubt.
Evan, your thoughts?
I think it's been a lot of fun. Normally I work through the design process with a lot of products, but working with something I'm so passionate about, like a driver, just working on golf products in general, it's been so much fun. I'm always coming back to the Wilson team with trying to get new ideas, new things on there. They're always cutting me. We always kind of have to cut it short. We have to put the pencils down and just go with what we got, and I think what we got is something special.
Are you nervous?
Yes.
That's good.
I'm nervous too.
Hey, me too.
Real nervous.
Well, Tim and Evan, I know the anticipation is killing you both, but we still have a few more surprises before we find out which one of you is taking home that life-changing grand prize. Evan and Tim, you guys have both made multiple trips to the Windy City throughout this entire process, but this time, you didn't come alone. Evan, let's start with you. Who came with you from Team Hoffman tonight?
My father, Irving, my sister, Lauren, her husband, Joey, my brothers, Mike and Jordan, and my girlfriend, Jenny.
Woo! Well, Irv, how in the dark have you been throughout this entire competition?
It's been kind of a big secret, and don't say anything, don't do anything, just wait. I'm waiting.
We all are. And Tim, who is joining you from Team Slama?
My dad, Doug, my sister, Ellie, and then it's my mom's birthday, and my mom's Leilani.
Well, Ellie, I know that you and Tim share a deep love for the game of golf. How do you think that's helped him in this competition?
I think growing up, both of us playing competitive golf helped us get more into the golf world and compete with each other. And I think that's helped him get to the point here.
So all credit goes to you.
I got to ask Tim's mom and dad, if Tim ends up winning the $250,000, which is a ton of money, does that mean he doesn't have to go back to OSU?
He's gonna go back to OSU.
Oh, so you're gonna make him go back, yeah?
Tim's a straight line. He'll finish.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, throughout this whole process, you've been fortunate enough to have your designs tested by some of the best players in the world. And it wouldn't really be fair if we didn't weigh in on those best players' thoughts and opinions again to find out which driver they felt shined the brightest.
Our cameras caught up with the Wilson staff pros outside of Boston, just prior to the second leg of the PGA Tour playoffs. But before they could give their final thoughts, the Wilson Labs team brought in members from the staff at Fujikura to ensure the shafts were fit for optimal and accurate overall performance.
I've worked with Wilson players over the years as new heads come out. This opportunity to have them try Atmos is very exciting.
Kevin, you want to give him a quick little
Absolutely.
go?
I'm gonna try the 9.0 Roswell to start.
Trajectory looked nice.
Yeah,
I mean, it got to its apex, it ran out nice. We really try to fit a shaft that they can load and unload. We want that shaft bending, and we want it twisting, and we want it drooping. The most important thing is how it's delivered and where that impact location is on the face.
I took left out.
Most amateurs don't think that they can get anything out of it, or they think that they're not good enough. Those are the people that we can help the most. I'm helping these guys out here on the PGA Tour to try to get another 2 to 5 yards. But when you can help an amateur and give them 30 yards or better dispersion, and they hit another 4 fairways around, that's just incredible.
I got that low launch shaft, right? I want to try to get it above the ground.
The amount of innovation and the amount of technology that goes into this and how the process takes place, and then the fact that we were able to go through all the different challenges and get down to these 2 great heads and end up with a really great winner.
With the shaft set, the engineers take a back seat and let the pros do what they do best.
Tee? You got a tee?
Yeah, I can do that for you
Thanks,
too.
Steely.
You need anything else?
Did you need to hit any more balls?
Sold streels in one swing.
Yeah,
that
that's
was
a nice start there. The Roswell performed well, had a great sound, went really straight. It sits down so square, which is obviously the first thing we do when we grab a driver is put it down and then see what it looks to our eye. Ton of adjustment, and if the ball speed's where we need it to be, it's a good club.
Okay, now Cortex.
How do you have that one set?
The center of the track, mid-spin with our low launching, low spin shaft. That felt a little more high launch, low spin, but both great feel. Cortex was fast. The numbers spoke for themselves. You know, it was consistently 2, 3, 4, even 5 miles an hour faster. I'm gonna knock down the spin here a little bit.
That's a beautiful flight.
Yeah. For me personally, I think if I could get it to like 23, 2400, I think that would be
That's same with me. That's exactly where
I see that with you, yeah.
You know, launching it at 10, 11, 12.
Yeah.
Right? And spinning around 23, 2400.
Yeah, that will get a lot of rollout on tour. That felt awesome there.
This is Cortex. This is a 9.5 head and neutral and neutral.
Nice launch there. 10-degree launch angle, 2,500 spin, 312 total.
Ball flight for me is the most important. I want to see it doing what it feels like my swing is doing. And then also we need to see really good numbers. Roswell, again, just on standard, right in the middle. That's better. Good launch there. Spin looked pretty good. Spin came down a little bit, but launch went up. Yep. So as long as the launch keeps going up, the spin can keep coming down and the numbers can kind of even back out, and that looks pretty good.
Yeah, that looks really good.
At the end of the day, we need speed and we need launch and spin, all those characteristics to be right where they need to be, and we saw really good numbers today.
Seeing the design process and then how they develop throughout time. It's something that I can't do. So, you know, when you can't do something, you're just in awe and wonder of, you know, other people that can do it. This is one of those things for me. I'm gonna hit this Roswell first.
Beautiful.
It might have been slightly better.
Really good.
That setup, it looked similar to my D300, which I really enjoy. Sounds great, felt great, it flew well, it tested really well for me. It was real simple to get it to where I need it, and I really enjoyed it. But I really want to see what else they could do with the design.
Get in there with the Cortex.
I think I like the look of that other one just a little bit better, just because it's more similar to what I've played the last couple of years. Cortex coming into this for me was the front runner, but didn't perform quite as well versus the Roswell today. It's hard to tell which one you think would win because they're both really great. All right, guys, so we've got to hit two pretty great drivers, to be quite honest, the Cortex and the Roswell. For me, I have my own opinions on which one I like best. And I know that you all probably have your own opinions as well, but is there anything else you want to add to the discussion?
I think for me, I'm just really impressed with how they turned out, not only cosmetically, but also all the technology in them, how easy they are to adjust. I mean, we all kind of messed around with them and got them to fit our swings a little bit more, and I think the judges are going to have their handful.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. We have two great products. Obviously, they both perform, and it's kind of fun, I think, for everyone to see, too, how we kind of dial things in. And it's not really rocket science, but there are a lot of adjustments you can make to get better. And that's what we all do and try and do, and compete against the best in the world. I think we got two products here to allow us to compete.
Absolutely.
Still to come on Driver versus Driver.
Well, gentlemen, with the final decision just moments away, any final thoughts for our judges?
I just want to thank you guys for coming tonight. I really appreciate it. Glad you could share this experience with me.
Having my family here has been a huge comfort. They pump me up. They give me the confidence I need to get through such a stressful weekend.
Well, Tim, no matter how this ends, we're really, really proud of you, all of us.
It's so great to have my immediate family here and to have dinner the night before and really kind of reflect again on everything that we've done and get to talk through some of the stuff I wasn't allowed to before.
Have you got to hit it?
I have, yeah.
That's
so
cool.
I've hit 2 or 3 different prototypes. It's fun, it's really special.
I'm very excited that they get the opportunity to finally see what I've been working on. It makes my dad very proud, and I think my brothers and sisters are just geeked out about it.
Did you think you were going to make it this far? I really didn't think I was going to make it this far. Not because of my design, not because of my capabilities, but just when you enter any sort of sweepstakes or competition, it's kind of just like putting your name in a lottery. It's just kind of blind luck.
And it's something that, I mean, you thought of that's...
And you created.
Padraig may be playing it.
Right, you watch the tournaments on TV and they could be playing my club.
What would you do with $250K if you won it?
I'd put a down payment on a house in the mountains.
I'm in.
Do you have plans for it, or are you paying us back for your education, or?
Grad school, potentially, MBA.
Will you buy me a car?
Right.
Let's go get that win.
Cheers.
It's good to have them here, and it's going to be really good to hopefully celebrate.
Cheers.
Cheers. Good luck tomorrow.
Thanks, guys.
We love you.
Love you too.
Welcome back to the finale of Driver versus Driver 2. Tim, you began your journey as one of the youngest designers to submit a driver idea. And you quickly proved that age is nothing but a number as you took home that coveted W right out of the gates. Since then, you've proven time and time again that your love of the game and your knowledge of both design and science has been a perfect combination for this competition.
For my whole life, I've wanted to be a golf club engineer and design golf clubs. So I'm studying mechanical engineering for that reason. I want to be behind the scenes. I want to work to constantly be creating the newest technologies in the golf world. I'm super excited to present to you Wilson's next driver, the Wilson Staff Roswell. This is a driver that will truly take your game out of this world. The driver features 3 extraterrestrial technologies, which together will help your ball to go further, faster, and more forgiving. We have the trabecular technology in this driver, which will use a variety of bio-inspired algorithms which are based on human bone growth.
You've used words that I didn't even think were even in the dictionary.
You're not the only one feeling dumb at the moment.
That was one of the best performances by a 20-year-old.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna give you the Wilson W right here.
Oh, man, thank you.
I think your brain and your smarts, you could be so good for the golfing world.
This is an interesting weight system in the back. I've never seen anything like that. You guys?
I think that's a really cool setup. Obviously, it gives you a lot of different ways to set it up. It gives you a lot of different adjustabilities.
I really like the shape.
Nice, smooth, high fade.
And I like the name, the Roswell. That's nice for a driver.
Sweet.
I think I like this one. So you've picked up Roswell there. Feel free to give him a hit. Those 3 golf shots are on top of each other.
The smash factor on that last one was really, really good. I was nervous. Everyone in the room is nervous. So seeing him hit it is nerve-wracking, but he had an overwhelmingly positive experience, and he really liked the product.
I would take Roswell to the golf course.
And why?
It feels solid. I really like the sound. It sets up nice. For me, it's just all in how it looks. If it looks appealing down there.
Would that excite you?
It looks like you can move it around a lot, so I think it's very appealing.
Once you figure out the swing, I need a little more spin, a little less spin, a little more draw, then you set it. Here it is right there.
They liked the way it looked, and they liked the idea of the Infinitrack.
And it's got an interesting sound to it. It's different, it's unique. It separates it from everything else that you hear generally, either on a range or on a golf course.
It's nerve-wracking having that fate in the hands of someone else, but overall, it was a good afternoon for me.
There you go.
There we go.
Great shot.
Well hit.
It's a winner chicken dinner.
Yeah, that is hit well.
That's what I like to hear.
285.
Sean Payton really crushed it. You know, anytime you get the winner chicken dinner comment, you gotta love that.
This thing took off a little bit. It felt really good.
Felt solid?
Felt really good.
Man, it's been really fun. I've made fantastic friends at Wilson. 20 years from now, you really have to look at that. Money aside, I think that the ultimate prize for me is putting a product on tour, and that would be so cool and such a unique opportunity.
Well, gentlemen, with the final decision just moments away, Tim, any final thoughts from you for our judges?
Yeah, first of all, thank you guys so much. The last year and a half, it's just been, it's been unbelievable. It's been living a dream. I want to be
a golf club engineer for my whole life, and I think that the last year and a half has given me opportunity to do that, and the journey has been fantastic as well. Whether it's the other people that I've met, both Evan, people from Wilson, the people from Golf Channel, and the other contestants as well. I made great friends along the way, and I've had a fantastic time. Thank you guys so much for everything.
Still ahead on Driver versus Driver.
This is going to be your guys' last chance to experience the product before you got to make the final.
The change from the Infinity Track system to the Z-Track system changed the way that the ball came off the club.
Wow, is that a pretty looking club? Cortex is in your hands now.
You just want to pick it up and you want to smash it. Cortex sounded absolutely phenomenal.
Well, I am joined now by the president and CEO of Wilson Sporting Goods, Mike Dowse. And Mike, just how great has this competition been for Wilson Sporting Goods?
We love driver versus driver, Melanie. I mean, you can think about it. Wilson is part of the Super Bowl, World Series, the majors in tennis, the majors in golf, and this ranks right up there with all those events.
And how special is it just knowing that at the end of this competition, one of these two drivers will be on shelves with the Wilson logo on it?
It's a fabulous feeling. Talking to our engineers and our designers, both our final contestants have come up with world-class products, and that's when Wilson wins, is when we have great products.
And talk about a venue, this building, and for a Chicago-born company like Wilson Sporting Goods, how special is it to now be based in the heart of downtown Chicago?
We love being in downtown Chicago. It's one of the greatest sports cities in the world, and Wilson actually started here in 1914, so it's great to be back home in downtown again.
Awesome. Well, thanks for the time, Mike.
Thank you.
Evan, your design right from the beginning has been so strong and gathering lots of high praise through the entire testing process and getting some big props too on the speed and the performance of your driver. But it shouldn't come as any surprise considering where your idea came from.
When designing the driver, I draw a lot of inspiration from motorcycles. My passion came from my father. He's been on bikes since he was a child, and so they've always been in the family. When you design a motorcycle, you want it to look like it's going fast, even when it's sitting still. I took that philosophy and put it into my driver. Today, I'm here to tell you about the Wilson Staff Cortex. Crown's all carbon fiber.
Carbon fiber on top.
Yep. And the structure along with the head would be titanium.
Awesome presentation. Thanks so much for your time. Good luck moving forward.
Good luck.
Thank you, guys. Man, that feels great.
We asked our PGA Tour professionals to put your drivers to the test.
Nice.
The sound and feel of this one is incredible. Impressive.
I was feeling really confident. It was mostly positive reaction. The ball was going real far, real straight. Even on some off-center shots, the ball was still going relatively straight and staying in the fairway. I'm pleased with how that turned out.
At the end of the day, it's not going to be a PGA Tour pro who's going to be buying this driver because we know they don't buy
They don't
clubs.
buy stuff. Absolutely, that's true.
It's gonna
Robots
be
especially.
real golfers. Nice.
Wow.
My question for you there, Jake, is what do you not like?
I can't complain. I think I picked a good one.
Did you pay this guy?
Yeah, I did.
Felt great, sounded good, looks good, easy to set up. Everywhere I hit it came out with similar ball flight, not very much spin.
So you like the looks, you like the sound, you like the performance,
Yeah.
you like the weights.
No, I can't
Can't
complain.
get anything out of you that's a negative.
I'm sorry, but no, I can't say anything bad about it. It felt awesome.
All right, Haley, show them how it's done.
For my driver, I chose the Cortex.
Haley, Haley, Haley. I could finally sit back and take a breath.
Oh,
nice.
Nice.
You like the carbon top?
Sharp looking.
That was crushed.
There you go.
How'd that one feel, Mike?
That was more like
Nice, 315 yards.
Wow.
And 170 miles per hour
That's
ball
moving
speed.
it.
Holy smoke.
Mike Madano really got a hold of mine. He hit it just over 300 yards. I hope it can produce the same results for an average golfer.
Evan, Tim, your designs will be moving on to the finale.
Being in the finale, it's a huge deal. I'm nervous, I'm excited.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Tim. Super.
Full throttle from here.
Well, Evan, as we inch closer and closer to the final decision, any last words for our judges?
I just want to say how grateful I am for this experience. This entire experience has been so surreal. I remember when I was talking to a college professor of mine, and we were talking about where I wanted to go with my future. And we were talking about how I could translate my passion for sports, my passion for design, into a career. I never thought I'd end up here after that conversation. Never thought I'd end up watching my prototype being hit by the professionals or going to Lake Tahoe and getting critiqued by celebrities. Never thought I'd have the chance to win $250,000. I couldn't have done that alone. I had a lot of help along the way. I want to thank my family for all the support they've given me, especially my brother Mike, who was the one who told me about season 2 and told me that I needed to apply for this. I want to give a big thank you to the Wilson design team. Going through this whole process, they've really taken advantage of the process, and they took every critique, every comment, criticism, and praise, and refined my original design, which has completely changed from the start to where it is now, and it's really come a long way in order to create this, what I think is an ideal driver, and I'd love to have in my bag, and I think a lot of others would as well.
Straight ahead on Driver versus Driver.
I'm gonna have to do some serious thinking. That's how close they are. That is beat.
I hit both of the drivers multiple times, and I hit them both well.
You got to be excited because Wilson's about ready to have a driver that I think is going to crush the market.
One guy is going to walk away elated, and one is going to get crushed.
Well, gentlemen, while we appreciate all of the feedback we've gotten from the Wilson staff advisory players, the social media influencers, and of course the golfing public, ultimately your fate lies in the hands of the 3 men sitting across from you. And we couldn't possibly come to a final decision without our judges getting their hands on your drivers one last time.
Here we are back in Chicago, man.
Hey, sorry I didn't get the memo about the outfits.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. You know, you've been traveling the globe. You're a busy guy.
Yeah,
We
I know it's
understand.
not
Thanks
here.
for coming.
Yeah,
Thanks for coming.
absolutely.
Really happy.
Listen, we've come a long way from the 16 that we started with, 100 designs.
All right, we're down to the finals. We got to make the final call. This is going to be your guys' last chance to experience the product
right.
before you got to make the final.
Well, this is Roswell.
You got Roswell.
Oh, we got
already.
Roswell, yeah.
Okay, perfect.
That is beat.
Looks phenomenal behind the golf ball. I like the shape.
Yep.
The carbon crown is kind of more blended now. Looks
Yep.
really solid. Underneath, I love this Z track.
Oh, that's your best one.
Well, so much for me is looks of the driver in general. Looks
Just the
behind
setup.
the golf
When
ball.
you set up.
Setup, feel, sound, huge priority. And it ticks the boxes.
Ticks the boxes for you.
Does
guys.
everything you need it to do.
Vortex is in your hands now.
It's changed the look again.
It changed
Just-
quite a bit, huh?
It just looks so much more premium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To me, it has real shelf appeal. You just want to pick it up and you want to smash it. It was a little fadey, but that flight was just gorgeous.
Hitting them was just great. I actually felt really confident over both of them as I set them up behind the ball. Both drivers were phenomenal out the middle of the club head. For me, Cortex seemed to perform better on off-centered hits. I hit shots from the toe and I didn't get punished. I hit shots from the heel and I didn't get punished. And for me, Cortex sounded absolutely phenomenal.
Don't know which one this is. Cortex.
Vortex to open.
Yeah.
Today. Oh, they are. Moved.
I don't know if I need to hit that one
Right
again.
down the slot, buddy.
I didn't hit that well on the face, but it didn't get away from me. And that's what I think a lot of people are looking for, especially the higher handicapper. Now we go to the one that I've loved a lot because of the idea, right? The Roswell. Wow, is that a pretty looking club, isn't it?
From the infancy track to this, I think it's a huge step up. Maybe just a little bit higher pitch, that's crushed.
Okay.
All right.
Now I can give it a fair shake. I think the change from the Infinity Track system to the Z-Track system changed the sound of the club, changed the way that the ball came off the club, the feel. So I think as it evolved, it turned into a much better club. Whereas the Cortex started with a good sound, but had to be tweaked a little bit with the makeup and the material of the club. And the simplicity of it makes it really, really fun to hit because it feels so good coming off the club.
Anyway, I mean, it's all well and good. You're hitting JR.
Hey,
Come on, boss.
I'm in charge. I don't have
No,
to hit
you
that.
can't. I'll hold
That
this.
is why.
Come on, boss.
That is why you two are here, all right?
Oh, no. You're the boss. You're going to have to feel with these things here.
See, the good thing here is I'm going to be the actual average player
There you
that
go,
we're
that's
going
what
to
we
sell
need.
thousands and thousands of these too. All right, Cortex it is.
Wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
I'm with you guys. The confidence of the look of this
Yeah.
product when I set it down feels like every swing you can give it a little bit more.
Confidence, right? Yeah.
A lot of fun. Now we shall go to Roswell. I hit both of the drivers multiple times, and I hit them both well. Roswell had some performance attributes that were good, but I caught a couple with Roswell on the toe, and we definitely saw some distance lag and some sound issues. The Cortex was unbelievable. And when I hit it on the range today, that's how I felt. I felt like I couldn't miss with it.
I'm going to have to do some serious thinking today.
You know, one guy is going to walk away elated, and one of the two great young gentlemen is going to get crushed.
But you got to be excited because Wilson's about ready to have a driver that I think is going to crush the market.
Phenomenal.
Next up on Driver versus Driver. One design will be crowned, one will go home.
Standing there waiting, it's intense. I'm just staring at Tim, just waiting for him. Is it Tim? Is it me? Is it Tim? Is it me?
The winner of Driver versus Driver 2 is...
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is it. No more testing, no more tweaking, no more waiting. The judges have made their final call and are ready to announce the champion of Driver versus Driver 2.
Tim, what an amazing performance you put on this season. I loved your driver, so much so I gave you the W to start the season off, send you flying through that first early rounds. You've been able to come out of the box and come up with something so unique, so cool, to try to change the pattern of a golf driver, not so much on the top, but more so on the bottom with your Infinity, which turned out to be the Z-Track. And you took it out of this world, even so much that you called it Roswell, which I love. And I don't care what you do in your life, where you go after college, whatever field you decide you go in, you're gonna be a superstar wherever you go. Congratulations on an amazing run, an amazing show, and I'm just so impressed.
To have it be right there in front of you and so close, not knowing and just like standing there waiting and waiting and waiting for them to tell you, it's intense.
Evan, your design has really evolved over the process from the first idea that we saw to the finished article now, and it's really turned into quite a bad boy. It's a bit of a flying machine, and all credit to yourself. And also, you're so liked by a lot of the designers and the teams, and obviously you've made great friends with Tim. I think the whole process you've developed at each and every stage to the final product that it's at now is something you should be really, really proud of.
Thank you. I woke up at 5 this morning, tossing and turning, thinking about the competition. I really like Tim's driver, and I really like my driver. I think both have strong components to them that would make them the next driver for Wilson. I was kind of just going back and forth between which one I think is going to win.
We started this project, we said this was not a publicity stunt, that we were looking for the real deal. And I gotta say, based on these final two designs, that we have accomplished that goal. I wanna compliment both of you on your work with the Wilson Labs teams. I also wanna thank Wilson Labs for all their late hours and time and design, as well as the graphics group. I'm very proud to be part of this show, and I think what's really exciting is to have two young, innovative, bright people standing on this final stage, and one of you is gonna walk away as the winner of Driver vs. Driver 2.
Well, Tim, as you said, we are left with two incredible driver designs, but it can only come down to one now. I know you and the Wilson team had an extremely difficult decision to make with this one. What is the final decision?
Well, it was a very difficult decision, but after hours and hours of testing, the judges, we have all agreed there's a unanimous winner. The winner of Driver vs. Driver 2 is
I'm just staring at Tim, just waiting for him to say it, waiting for him to say it. Just like watching his lips to see if it's gonna be a C or an R coming out of his mouth. In my head, it's just like ping-ponging back and forth. Is it Tim, is it me, is it Tim, is it me?
The Cortex by Evan Hawkins.
Once he finally called my name, it was such a relief. I was confident, but still, you can't prepare for something like that. So many emotions going on, the main one being shock.
It was very, very close. I teetered back and forth between the two until late in the day. But I think the best driver won with Evan.
It's been a long journey. I'm really proud of what we created. You're just so close. It sucks. It really sucks.
Hold on. We just can't end like this. This has been such an unbelievable show. We were talking this morning.
I mean, look,
we had two
guys,
superstars.
So clever.
Superstars.
Congratulations to you both. I mean, you've done an amazing, phenomenal job, but...
We can't stop here.
No way. With Tim being so clever and so smart. I mean, Tim, what can we do?
Seriously. It's funny that you gentlemen have been talking about Tim, and obviously the entire Wilson team has been impressed with Tim. I had the privilege of talking to my boss, Mike Dowse, and because of your shining star, and we think you have such a bright future, Wilson, on behalf of Mike Dowse, will be paying for your final year of college. Upon graduation, you want to start a career in golf? I want that phone call to come to me first, and we will get you started on your ultimate dream of a golf career.
Thank you. It's a gold lining in a cloud. It's not in a silver lining. It's fantastic. To have that on the plate and to have that option to convert a dream into a reality full-time is huge and really echoes who Wilson has been the entire show, which is true to themselves and so honest and so generous, and so amazing to everyone that's been on the show, and especially me.
I was so excited for Tim. His goal in life is to design golf clubs, is to work in the golf industry, and to have the opportunity to come here and fulfill that dream. That's awesome. I couldn't be happier for him. And the year of college tuition doesn't hurt. That's it's a nice little cherry on the top.
I felt really good for both of them, knowing that both of them are going to have, very, very positive futures and careers in the golf world.
Being part of the process, seeing what hard work and efforts goes on behind the scenes. To see the designers for the very first time, to see their ideas, And to be able to be part of every single process, from the very first prototypes that we saw, which seem now so kind of archaic compared to where they are now, to the hittable products that are this finished, being out at the golf course day and actually smashing them out there was just great fun. But the whole process has been amazing. I would do it again in a heartbeat.
I am so proud of the team I work with, all of the Innovation Labs teams that worked on it. And what people don't understand is most companies launch one driver a year. We actually had 6 prototypes. Not only did this team deliver a product that is amazing working with both designers, the reality is we got a driver that tested better than any driver Wilson's ever produced. It really shows how great this team is.